like, what's the plan for him in terms of, is he the biggest figure maybe to bring in since Di Stefano was brought in as a manager? Does that give him a longer leash? Is he going to be harder to let go for that reason because of his name? Is that your interpretation of the question too, Lucas?
Yeah, I think it goes along those lines, and I think he's right. Shay is right when he says that I'm not sure if it's a he or a she. Sorry, I'm not familiar with
He.
the name. Anyway, yeah, okay. So when he says that, it's true that Raul seems to be combining the two roles within the club. One would be him being to be quite honest, the biggest Madridista or the biggest Real Madrid legend willing to take on this kind of figure right now, and the other one will be being the Castilla manager for sure. So it seems to me that it's true that from this regard, it's a different role than Zidane or other projected future Real Madrid managers had in the past. But on the other hand, it seems to me quite natural that Raul will be taking on this role as a as a celebrity, if you will, of sorts, participating in these draws, in these ceremonies from UEFA. Also, being present, as Shay mentions, being present in Casemiro's farewell ceremony and all that. And I just think that the plan for him from the club for the future is that he'll definitely be Ancelotti's successor. He knows that. He's probably sure of that. That being the main reason why he didn't want to take on another job as a manager during these past few months. So it's quite clear that after Ancelotti's gone, Raul will be next, no matter how Ancelotti leaves or no matter whether or not Raul has been solid for Castilla or not. I think he'll be next in line. And it's true that his reputation for the club and how patient he's been during these past few months would probably give him a longer leash, in the sense that club will probably be willing to be more patient with his results than they were with, say, Benitez or Lopetegui, for example.
That's 100% correct to me. I think everything you said is bang on. So first of all, Raul turning down, there was a reported offer from Leeds over the summer that he turned down. That was a big offer. There was a few other clubs. I don't remember what they were, but no doubt in his mind, he's thinking, how do I get experience elsewhere and just continue climbing up the stepping stones en route to becoming a Real Madrid manager one day? No, I think he's thinking, after Ancelotti, it's me. Ancelotti is going to retire when he leaves. And to be clear, Ancelotti won't leave on his own volition. He will be fired one day, because we just know, and that's not a hot take. That is literally, I think, scientific fact. It is, Ancelotti himself said, I'm going to stay until Real Madrid will have me. And until that day ends, then I'm going to retire. And in my biased, hopeful opinion, I hope he comes and manages the Canadian national team to World Cup victory after that. But so I think with Raul, he is a massive figure. So the reason he's going to these Champions League ceremonies, bringing out the trophy on the field and doing so many things, one is because there was a time where he was the highest scoring player in Champions League history. And on top of that, he is kind of a political figure, just in the sense, I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean that he was always well loved by everyone. He was always being invited to all these things. He's a class act. And so he is a massive figure. So I think he will naturally have a longer leash than others because of his power. As a player, that actually turned out to be problematic in a sense that he stayed about 6 years past his prime. And because of that, he caused some problems in the dressing room. That was the main reason that Luis Aragonés did not take him to Euro 2008, because he was like, I don't even want you in the squad. If you're in the squad, you're a problem, because then everyone's going to ask me, why aren't you starting Raul? Should he start? Should he start? It's like, no, I don't even want that in the squad. You're out. And so obviously as a manager, that's it's a different beast. It's a different dynamic. I'm not saying it's like that, but as a manager, I think, we grew up with this idea that Raul Madrid, he was synonymous with it. He's a massive figure. And if he's in the club, he will naturally, I think, have a little bit more power and a little bit of a longer leash. And that could be a good thing, because we always complain that managers don't have power over the sporting vision and stuff. So I think in this case, actually, it's a good thing.
Yeah, and also he will be I have to assume and assume that he will be a respected figure within the press. So maybe the press will also give him a longer leash if the team starts struggling. We know that Raul has always had a very healthy and good relationship with the Spanish press, the Spanish radio stations, with Cope, Marca As, Cadena Ser back in the day. I have to assume that he still has those kinds of connections and relationships within the Spanish media. So this could be for once good for Real Madrid, given that, for example, in the past, I feel like Lopetegui could have been given, I don't know, 2-3 extra weeks to work and show whether or not the team actually had some promise and potential there. I feel like the team could have given him that longer leash, but obviously the Spanish press and the club didn't help, given the World Cup fiasco back in the day. So this could be very good for Madrid to have a very respected figure in Spanish football, and obviously a very big legend in charge of the club, willing to maybe have the power to force the club to do the moves he wants in the market and all that.
What's up, Madridistas on YouTube? This is Kiyan Subani. I hope you enjoyed that free clip that just went up. What you just heard or listened to or watched was a small clip from a much longer podcast that went up exclusively over on patreon.com/managingmadrid. In fact, not only did we record something on Thursday on Patreon, but also on Tuesday. And also this morning on Friday, Jose Perez and I did a live Zoom call in front of a bunch of patrons. We reacted to the Champions League draw. We analyzed all of Real Madrid's opponents, what you need to know about them, the scouting report. We also took questions. And, over the course of these 3 podcasts, we're talking about over 3 hours of content. And you're just getting a pin-size whole view of the whole thing. So if you're supportive of high-quality journalism, you want something that's less sensationalized, you want to talk about tactics and have deeper analysis, go over to patreon.com/managingmadrid. You pay $3 a month. If you want, you can pledge more and get different rewards, but $3 per month is all it takes is to get access to our entire back catalog and everything we're doing. That's all it takes. So that's all, $3. That's all we ask for, and in return, you get exponential return on an investment. You get a ton of bonus content, and you get to be a part of an ever-growing Real Madrid family that is just a beautiful thing to be a part of, and we're really proud of forming here. So thank you for the support. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the inside, and Hala Maria.